Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different, back with another video. Once again, another beat breakdown. You guys have asked for it. It's one of the most requested ones to do. A WondaGurl type beat, like Travis Scott, her type of, like, we should do some Travis Scott type beats like that. A lot of people saying do like an Uptown type style or something in that genre. But you know, I don't sample, so I didn't do that. But I decided to take a chance because I haven't done nothing WondaGurl related, so I said why not? And I actually like WondaGurl. She's a very dope producer. Very inspirational watching her and hear her story. Like 16 years old and already being producer for major artists. Like, you know, she did Travis Scott, but Travis Scott stuff. She was on Jay-Z's Holy Grail. I mean, come on. That right there, that's inspirational to me. And you guys should be the way I should tell you, it don't matter what age you is, you can do what you want to do. And nothing can hold you back if you just really believe in your craft and really push for it and invest in yourself, both in what you're doing and in the time that you put into it. You can definitely be there. So there should be no excuse for anybody to make it in the game. So anybody who's making excuses for themselves, you need to stop that shit right now and get off your ass and stop being lazy as fuck, and make these and get this money because it's out there. You just gotta really put into it and figure out ways to do it. And she's a big inspiration. Shout out to her and all that good stuff because she's definitely a dope producer, and she deserves everything she's getting right now because she works her ass off. 16 years old, bruh. That's inspiration. I'm 24 and I'm still, I'm just now getting to the point where I can just live off my, I'm just to the point where I can live off my stuff, but she's 16 and gonna be, she got years. She still got years to go. Anyway, but this is the beat I made. Let you guys hear it. Like I said, it has that kind of dark, kind of, hype kind of feel to it. I said she makes a bunch of different type of beats, both sample beats and just straight up playing her own stuff. But I decided to do get that kind of dark feel to it because that's me personally, and that kind of get that kind of Travis Scott type of I don't know, like that kind of feel because like some stuff she made for people like him and stuff. So I'm gonna play you the beat so you can hear it, and then we're gonna break this bad boy down and tell you the techniques and ideas I went to making this beat. So let's get it.
Is it different?
But anyway, there go the beat right there. Very simple, got a dark feel to it, but still had that kind of that kind of bounce to it, and it kind of gets you live and not a good mess. That's what I tried to aim for when I made this beat, and I just messed up my tempo, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I think it was 112. I don't remember. Whatever. I didn't mean to grab that. So yeah, make sure it still plays right. Yeah, okay. But yeah, so let's go ahead and break this bad boy down. First, we're gonna start off with what I first started off with. Is actually I started off with the 808s. And this beat I started 808 because I wanted to, actually no I didn't. Take it back. Second. First I started off with this silent patch, which is a little effect I made coming out for a preset bank that is coming out very soon. Actually gonna be dropping this Sunday. Very cheap, very affordable preset bank. Don't want to show you the patch because yeah, you can just copy it. Or you can do, but if you copy, you ain't gonna get all the other goodies with it because it's got a bunch of good sounds in it. But it's another preset bank coming out. It's kind of like a digital type of sound. Like it's very weird without the effects I put on it. This is what it sounds like without effects.
Is it different?
It's got like a very weird, distorted, kind of creepy feel to it. it's a dope preset bang I made, but it's pretty cool. Has a nice feel to it. But what I did to it to add a little flair to it is I used my EQ2 to kind of cut some of the lows and just a tad bit of the highs, because I feel like that it was too much high frequency content for this beat in particular, and I want just to darken up just a little bit, but not too much. So I added the EQ2 to it. It kind of closed down the high frequency content a little bit. Then I added glitch 2, something I haven't used in a while, but glitch 2, and I just added the re-trigger and the reverse point in 2 parts, and just kind of give like a little bit of glitchiness, because I said glitch 2 is basically a glitch program that just kind of glitches stuff out. Adds, like, let's say you can do tape stop, modulation, reverse, scratches, lo-fi, distortion, gate, delays. You can randomize everything, which just goes random. It's pretty cool. It's a cool plugin. They do have the free version, which is glitch 1. Glitch 1 is the free version, but it's less limited. This reminds me more of Effectrix. If anybody's ever used Effectrix, it has kind of the same feel as Effectrix, but I like glitch 2. It's a little bit more affordable and does pretty much the same thing. They say, but you can get glitch 1 for free on D Blue's website, and it's basically the thing. But you have less control. Like this, how you can actually stack. You can actually stack different sounds together. In glitch 1, you can't. You're gonna have one stack per like bar, or whatever, and it just kind of gives like a little bit of glitchiness. So it's very subtle, but it does add a little bit of to the beat, because it's what it is. It's adds a little That's how I'm gonna describe it. Just like I said, gives a little that 808 Mafia type feel, I guess, a little typical trap feel. So yeah, whatever. Next, I added this 808, which is actually in the Space Sauce. This is actually the 808 Nebula, the one I don't use much, but I decided to use this one because this one has a little bit more distortion to it and has a little bit more of that feel. I'm gonna take out my distortion plug-in, but I say it's in the Space Sauce Volume 1 if you want this preset bank. But this is what it sounds like without any effects. One thing I like about using presets like this instead of using like actual 808 samples is the fact that it glides better and you can transition between notes better. But if you want to glide notes, it's still the same thing. It's easy. I'm actually making a 808 glide tutorial after this one. Once I get done with this one, I'm gonna be working on an 808 glide tutorial, so it'll be out soon. But I'm gonna show you how to glide your 808s too, because a lot of people requested that as well. So I'm definitely gonna show you guys how to do that. Very simple, very easy. But anyway, I like to use stuff like preset bass like this, because you can get the glide sounding a lot better than if you just use like I said samples. You can still do the same thing, but you get more control with this. And then, like always, I add decapitated to my 808s, because you got to distort your 808s. You don't distort your 808s, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I put it on the punish mode this time. I just use punish mode. I use no drive, just straight punish mode on the E setting, which is I think EMI, and I just brought it down to about 70% wetness, and that just gave me that like I love the Decapitator sound. It sounds so dark, and it's amazing. Like Sound Toys definitely did their thing with the Decapitator. So this is what it sounds like with the punish on it. Sound just like okay. Punish the hell out of it. You gotta punish your beats, man. All right, so next we go to these hi-hats, which I added some. This is actually some weird hi-hats. I added like this static hi-hat right here. My keyboard's on the floor, by the way, so that's why I ain't got so much junk on my dang desk. Bring it up. Picked a little bit of keyboard up. When I'm playing games, I take the keyboard off the desk, but I'm not. Anyway, but yeah. Standard little keyboard. I just had it's kind of cool because it sounded like kind of like a block hit. So I just had that kind of repeat, like just go cat, just kind of like have that rhythm. Cause, a lot of her beats had that kind of rhythm to it. They had that constant rhythm. So I just added that like. It's gonna add that rhythm in that, that it kind of bounce, kind of like counting on a metronome. It's like a metronome going on, but it's a sound. Then they added this hi-hat under there, which is just a standard easy hi-hat. And I used my randomizer function, so I programmed it in like this. So I had like some triplet notes and all that in there, nothing special. But I hit the Alt R, and when you hit Alt R, it brings up the randomization tool, which I'll show you what it looks like. I'm not gonna use it though, but. Alt R brings up the randomizer, and then I randomize my pan. See how my pan's all randomized, all crazy? And that's what I did right there. And I just selected one that sounded good, used it, and now it's gonna go all through the stereo field like. And that just gives some liveliness to your sound. Like, I mean, you could keep them straight pan in the middle or pan one way, right? But I feel like for this type of beat, having it going crazy like this adds more energy, adds more feeling, adds more flavor to it, and it adds like a little bounce to it that you can't get just having it, in one way. So experiment with the randomizer tool. Alt R, that's a shortcut, and just randomize your pan. You can randomize pan, velocity, mod X and Y, and also pitch. So you can get some pretty unique sounds just by doing that. Then I add just a standard snare, and this is wrong one. A standard snare, nothing special, like this little kind of trappy snare. I used some EQ to cut the load, and I added my Valhalla reverb. I didn't double it like I usually do. I will layer snares with a reverb snare and then a dry snare. Didn't do it this time. Just use straight up reverb and no transient master either. Usually I use transient master, but not today. I want to be more of that open type of sound, so I added that. Next, I added this Omnisphere patch, which I'm starting to like Omnisphere now. Now that I'm starting to use the shuffle mode, it's actually becoming pretty dang good now because I can shuffle it around and get the sound I want. So I use this sound right here called Gentle Awakening, which is like a bell type sound, and it's just like hitting like it don't even happen. This sound don't even happens all the time. It just happens like in one section, like one or two sections, but it's there because it gets that ambience. So. And that's all it is. Something as easy and simple as that can really give liveliness and give space and ambience to your beat. You guys should really experiment with doing stuff like that because, like I said, you can get some pretty unique sounds. And I use some EQ, of course, to cut the lows. And then I add some extra Valhalla reverb because without it, sounds good. Add that reverb though. Yeah, it goes. It got that space. It has space when you give it that. Has a reverb on it, but I decided to use my own reverb because why not? So yeah, use your favorite reverb, Fruity Reverb 2, Valhalla Reverb, RC24, whatever. Just adding that reverb definitely gets space. Like I said, something simple as that. Simple little panel like that can definitely bring your beat up. So sometimes don't overcomplicate beats. Keep them simple sometimes because like you listen to her beats are not overly complicated. Sometimes it's like a sample and then the drum sounds and then a couple of little sounds in there. Nothing special, nothing crazy. She doesn't overdo her beats. She's very smart with that. And that's why I like WondaGurl style because she keeps it simple, but at the same time, she chooses simplicity wisely to get the groove and the beat, the sound that she has. So you should, understand that simplicity sometimes can be very good and very key for your beat. Next up, this is like lead sound, which is. Which is actually in Space Sauce Volume 1, and it just has the EQ and Valhalla reverb. Now, if you notice, a lot of my beats, I always EQ everything, and I always add a touch of reverb depending on the test style of beat, because, like I said, I'm trying to add space. But like I said, one thing you gotta remember when adding reverb to beats or the sounds, in my experience, I always cut it out my lows and cut it out my highs because you don't want it to muddy your mix up. If you have a bunch of reverb building up in the low end, it's gonna muddy your mix up. Same for the highest. So you gotta choose your reverbs and choose where you place your reverbs. Like I said, what frequencies the reverb is affecting. And like I said, I always cut the reverb out my lows and stuff like that. So remember that. I know you guys probably like, this dude's using reverb all the damn time. Because reverb is good. Reverb can add space and ambience, and you ain't gotta have an expensive reverb to do that. Valhalla Reverb's a $6 reverb. And it sounds amazing. It's probably the best reverb I ever used. Hands down. Hands down. So next we got another instance of Omnisphere, which is, dope. So a resonant Glockenbell, if it's called. Nothing special here. Like I say, this only happens in one section of the beat. The beginning of the verse, you hear this. I still want to have that kind of like this motion right here. I still wanted that motion right there, but I want it in a bell form, so I just played a melody with it, so it kind of just. It's just playing a simple melody going up and down, nothing special. I mean, it ain't doing no crazy. Like I see all you guys doing all these crazy leads and stuff like that and try to do crazy melodies. Sometimes simple as this is good, but it's also the sound. If you use a boring, and say you use like an average default bell from FL Studio and try to do this, it'll probably sound cheesy and weak. But if you're using like a high quality sound like from Omnisphere, Silent, Contact, Massive, Silent, Serum. I mean, it'll sound better because it's a higher quality sound. Not to say you can't make FL Studio stuff sound good. You definitely can with a little bit of work. You can definitely make you can make Citrus and Harmor sound amazing, in my opinion. I need to actually make a beat using nothing but then, because that'd be very interesting and cool. But you definitely can do that. You gotta choose your sound wisely. The sound you use definitely makes sense. If you don't have the right sound, it don't work. Like you can use a Nexus sound, a Nexus bell. Probably got to process the hell out of it so it don't sound like Nexus, but you can use a Nexus bell and still get a great sound like that, and it can be super simple melody like that. So I think a lot of people overcomplicate their beats and try to do these, they try to go. I mean, you ain't gotta do all that. I mean, sometimes something's. I mean, something similar as that can have a beat and a rhythm. As long as it has a rhythm to it, you're good. And that's the one thing I say. That's why I took this challenge to do this, because like her beats are simple, but it has that rhythm, it has that bounce. I'm trying to. That's the whole driving point of this video anyway. So hopefully you guys get that. Anyway, back to the beat. Let's use this Vox, which is a different Vox. I know a lot of you guys don't like the Voxes I choose, but I choose my stuff. And I'm not trying to replicate exactly like how they make beats. I put my own twist to it, which you guys need to do as well. Take my beat, learn from it, and put your own twist to it. Same thing. Come on. But anyway, I use this Vox right here. You're probably like, God dang, that reverb and echo. Yes, I use Echo Boy, which is my favorite. I don't know, man. I'm really looking forward to getting the update to the Native Instruments Complete, because I really want to play with freaking name is it? Replica. Really want to play a Replica, but Echo Boy has got that old school reverb sound. It looks amazing too. It sounds good. I really like. So it's a dope echo, and I add some Valhalla reverb. And like I said, using two vintage modeling like effect processor effects just gives it a sound. Like I can't wait to try these on vocals, because doing like this sounds amazing. So I mean, that combo right there, that makes that chant sound better than if you just put a chant on your beat like this. Sounds boring. It sounds boring and lifeless. But once you add a little bit of reverb and a little bit of delay, you see how alive your beat just comes with something as simple as that. Think about it. Next, I add this weird effect right here. That's not the effect. Sound like a sniper, like a pew pew silent sniper effect, I guess. Pew pew, right? And that's just going with this right here. It actually pan both of them opposite directions, so the sound effects to the right, the hit is to the left, and that just gives, like I said, it just adds that bounce to it. So now, of course, hearing it by itself, it ain't gonna sound good. Once I play it in context with all the drum sound I'm about to do in a second, you'll be like, oh, makes sense. And I just used my favorite kick drum, of course, and I did some more processing to it. I EQ'd it like always, and then I distorted it. Like I drove it to 4, turned the drive up to 4, the mix down to 70, EMI setting, and that just makes it sound like that's before, that's after. Just listen to that. Just listen to that crunch. I mean, you distorting stuff works. I distort everything. It's just a habit. I like distort stuff. Like me and my partner, Sikky Beats, we're always talking about distortion plugins. We don't care. We don't care about reverb. We don't care about EQ. We don't care about compressors. We want distortion stuff. We're gonna buy a whole bunch of distortion modules and just distort every sound we get, because we like distortion. Distortion makes stuff sound good. But remember, there's good distortion and bad distortion. This is good distortion because I'm driving it really hard, but I'm bringing the mix back down. So it's blending some of the dry signal with the wet signal. If you have it full-blown distortion, it's gonna sound kind of gross, but it depends on what kind of sound you're making though. So remember that distortion can be very good. Now once I play all my drum sounds, you get this sound right here. They see that at toom, 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 that constant, like kind of constant rhythm that keeps that rhythm. You have everything else going after that, off the time in the beat, and the hi-hat's going crazy. It adds that rhythm. It's just like let's listen to the rhythm. it keeps your head going like that. And then when you add the 808s and stuff in there, you get. And I never put my 808s in my drums. I ain't gonna say never, but I most of the time never make my 808s and drums hit at the exact same time. I just don't like doing that. I know a lot of producers do that. I know Metro Boomin admitted he did it. I've been doing that for a long time. So he probably doing it for a long time. There's other producers who do that, but having your drums off timing with the 808 just sounds better. If you have your 808 and drums hit every time at the same time, it's cool, it's average, it's normal, whatever. But when you have your 808s and drums hitting at different times, along with different time hi-hats, along with different type cymbals and all that, when everything's off timing like that, and you have one thing that constantly stays on time, like the snare, or let's say in my instance, the snare and the hit, you get that bounce and that rhythm. Like it just sounds good because you have one sound that's always on time, and you have everything else that's hitting in different areas. And you just get that. So that's a good technique. Experiment with timing of your sounds, but don't make it to where it's like completely off time and off beat, because then it's gonna sound gross. So be sparingly when you do it, but having stuff off time and everything does make the beat sound a lot better, in my opinion. So that's just me, my 2 cents. You can take it or leave it, get the hell out. But yeah, anyway, I layered 2 choirs, a contact choir and an honest fit choir, just to do a little bit of, little bit of effect there. So excuse me. But anyway, just I'll play them solo. It's the contact choir. That's my top choir. And then my honest fit choir is my low choir. And then together we get. Very, very dope. So there you go right there. Just 2 choirs put together and make a great sound. And then I added a ARP, because I like ARPs. So I added the ARP. I made it into an ARP. But I actually did something different this time. So it's actually from Space Sauce. So it's the Evolution plug. It's the Evolution patch from Space Sauce Volume 1. Get that thing. Link in the description below. Man, I'm telling you guys, you're missing out. So Space Sauce. And I made it to an ARP, and I added just a little bit of gate to it, just a little bit to give it kind of a video game type sound. Like a video game. And then I added some Fruity Love filter, and I used the Twinkle preset because it just makes it move throughout the stereo field. You can definitely do that with a panning plugin, or you can automate the pan to kind of shift. You can automate it in like a sine wave shape. You can have it go between the stereo field like that. Bunch of ways of doing that. FL Studio is easy to do it with. I said Fruity Love filter, but I said you definitely can do it in any DAW of your choice. Just like automate the pan. That's it. But since FL Studio has a default plugin that does it, I'm gonna use default plugin. So that's all the sounds. Let's get to how I arrange the beat now, because that's what that's gonna help out too. I did some unique arranging techniques. So we got my intro, which is nothing but a tape stop and a filter effect. So we have. Which is it actually glitched too. You can use gross beats to do the tape stop effect, which if you want to make a video about tape stop effects, let me know. I would happily do tape stop effects in FL Studio or whatever DAW. I can do it in Studio 1, 2, whatever you want me to let me know. I'll do a tape stop effect for you guys. I don't really care. So yeah, you can definitely do a tape stop effect that way. Pretty cool. Or you can use, like I say, gross beats. It does it as well. So it's your choice. And I added Fruity Love filter for the filter part, which is the low pass LFO, I think it's called. Yeah, low pass LFO, something like that. just, that builds tension and builds, kind of builds that kind of feel. It's building up to the drop. So definitely like that part, because I say it's going like very soft and subtle, and it's like boom, the drop comes in, because I said that filter effect filters everything out, and then when it comes in, you have all the upper energy and all the upper sound harmonics and all that come in upper frequency content. Another thing is that I added, like I said, the bell only happens one time. That one bell I showed you guys only happens, this right here, only happens one time in the whole song. And I made that choice because that will give it a sense of separation from the rest of the beat. It makes that, it makes it sound like you're doing, it makes it sound like you're doing more to the beat than you really have done. Okay, by doing little stuff like that, if I tell you guys, like, just switch your beat up, every 8 bars should be different. Every 8 bars should be different. Either have a different sound, have a different pattern, have something different every 8 bars. And in this beat, every 8 bars is different. I always do that. I always go by that, because that way you have constant evolution in your beat, and your beat doesn't sound repetitive. A lot of people they'll make the beat and they'll have everything the same all the way through, and then they'll take out the drums at the end and go into the chorus. That's boring. That is so boring, and it loses interest in me and other artists like that. But having something like this where it constantly evolves is definitely dope. So what I did was I switched up the bells. I added the bells, and I switched to the 808. So the 808s is completely different. And I'll definitely, if you want me guys to make a video on how to arrange your stuff and some techniques and ideas on how to do better arrangement to your beats, leave a comment below, like the video, and I'll definitely make it. Just let me know what you guys want to see. So this is what I did. See, the 808, you got the bells, you got that vroom, vroom. That's automatic. You're like, oh, what the hell? The beat just changed up. Well, that's a whole different beat. I took the snares out. I just left the 808 doing that weird type of thing like that, and add the bells in there and the drums and the main pattern or main melody, and that's it. And already that makes the beat sound that much better. Like if you transition from this to it gives that energy. Then it comes back to being, like I said, the regular stuff. So we got. And then there's another breakdown. Once again, it switches all the way back up again. And then I do one more thing. Well, actually, the drums actually switch it right here too. So see, so it's 3. It's like, I think 3 different patterns in the 808. So you have the vroom vroom, then you have that one that just go doom doom doom. It just switches up completely. Like it just gives more flavor. So you guys gotta really experiment with just making slight variations and different stuff to each and every beat you make, because that way you'll have a better beat in the end. Like I said, just slight variations. You ain't gotta go crazy with it and just make a whole nother beat in the beat, but just slight stuff that changes up, and that's not original. That's not the same as the past 8 bars. Always helps out. So something as simple as that makes it sound a lot better in a beat, and then it goes off to the end where I think then that and also that one bell sound, that ding ding, happens only one time in the beat, and that's at the end. So I have the bells right here that happen at the end, then I have these bells that happen at the end. So and you don't hear them in the chorus at all. So and they're very low. I need to bring down the choir. Bring down the choir and bring them up a little bit. Yeah, it's very subtle. It's dumb, dumb. Very subtle, but it does the job. Like I said, this ain't in a full mix right now. This is just like for you guys. Like the full beat will be out after this video. So yeah, you can check it out and listen to it the full entirety. But that's how I made the beat. That's how I made it. Very simple, very straightforward. The main thing about this beat to keep in mind is being very, like I said, really choosing your sounds, keeping it simple but not too crazy. really processing your sounds and adding variations, slight variations to everything. Like I said, like the one bell's here, the one bell's there, the two different 808s here. I mean, slight variations to the beat makes it sound bigger and better. And it can, like I said, you can use not that many sounds, like just 15 sounds at the most. Not even 50 sounds. I think it's more like 12 sounds, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, about 12 sounds. And it sounds really, really good and full because the sounds I picked for one, and then the variations that I did throughout the beat definitely help. And also the rhythm that I made with the drums and the drum pattern. So keep that in mind. Rhythm, simplicity, change-ups, sound selection makes a good beat. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy like always. Hope this gave you some ideas. You're gonna go back, fire your beats up, you know, make them hits, get that money. Link below, description below if you want to get any of the kits. We got a new kit coming out called 5 for 5. Here's the drum kit that's gonna be released. It's coming out soon. Just give you guys a little sneak preview. And also we got a silence bank to go along with that. That's why I got the sound for right there. So you get 2 packs for a very affordable price that you guys will live. So be on the lookout for that. Definitely stay tuned, stay subscribed so you guys can get first notice about that. And like I said, if you got any more requests, leave them in the description below. And if you guys want me to do anything like sound selection, tape stop effects, I'm doing about 808 slides, anything like that, let me know how to make ARPs. I'll do whatever you guys ask. I'll do as much as you guys ask, but just don't get mad if it takes me a little bit of time to get to it, because like I said, I got a bunch of requests. I'm a very busy man, so I gotta do what I can when I can. So hope you guys enjoy. Like always, your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different, not motivated by the money, but the like, comment, subscribe, and views. Like always, hope you guys enjoyed, and guess what? I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, everybody.